Alright guys, welcome back. Alright, I hope I got enough of light over here and I hope you guys can see. Let's see if I can move this a little bit. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, so man. Oh, you know what? Let's see if that helps at all. Put this here. I'm gonna have to hold it. Okay, so I got the dyno on, I got everything on, all the cameras are on, amplifier's on. I'm using the Polk Audio PA330. I have it in 2-channel mode right now. It says it's 75 watts at 4 ohms, and they're both around 4 ohms running on the amplifier. That's their actual live running. So let's try this out now. We're going to see what we get on the dyno for that. Alright, here we go. Oh, let's back. Come on. Back this up. Alright. Alright, so I have this actually about, let's see what we're running at here. Alright, we're running around 1 ohm, 2 ohms. So we're actually running a little bit higher than it technically it should be. Let's try to give it a little bit more on the on the amplifier. I can add a little bit of gain to it. I don't want to go any further than that. Oops. Alright, so where are we getting now? Oops. Getting our 70 watts. We got 60 watts there, I saw. 77 watts. 114. Nala, quiet. 87 watts. So I have this in 2-channel mode right now. It's running both these subwoofers. Now that's the amplifier. That's not clipping or anything. I don't know if it's something like in the amplifier or... Alright, hold on, let me pause this. It's like giving it a dirty signal or something. Okay. Try to move the crossover here a little bit. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Let's try that again. If I can get like a hold on a second, I'll be right. Hey guys, I'm making a video. Sorry. Alright, so I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna try to play with this for a minute and see if I can get it to come in clearer. We'll be right back, guys. And I'm going to fix the camera so it shoots down. Alright guys, welcome back. Alright, so I have them still wired up. Let's put it on dyno power. Try it on dyno power. And our next test is going to be both of them wired down and trying the amplifier on a mono single. And I actually put a bigger fuse. So I don't know what's going to happen with the amplifier. It has a 35 amp fuse in it. Now quiet. Alright, so let's try this. See what happens here. Alright, I'll back this up a teeny. There we go. And there we go. And like I said, I turned the amp up a teeny bit too. Around 1.5 ohms right now. See, make sure we got a good picture. Alright. So this is in 2-channel mode. 24 watts and we're clipping. Okay, let's see what happens now. I turned it down one notch. Okay, we're not clipping anymore. Now we're clipping again. Okay, 132 watts. 222 now. I don't know what that's all about. Now remember, the dyno's only in one channel right now. So we got 133 watts, 138 watts. Alright, so obviously this is not what these subwoofers are meant to do, because this amplifier is literally up, way up. Now that sounds a little bit better. And the amplifier is really power workhorsing here. Okay, so I'm going to try both the speakers in one. So we'll be right back, guys, okay? Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. This is going to be the mono test on the amplifier. We'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, welcome back. Okay, so I did a quick test by myself just to see what would happen, and this is wired to 1 ohm in the box. The bottom is wired to 1 ohm in the box. I wired them in parallel together, and
so that should be,
it was a 1/2 ohm to the amp, and the amp didn't like it at all. And I mean, every time it bumped, it would go into protect, come back on. As soon as it bumped, it would go on. I'm glad I didn't blow the amp testing it out that way. So what I did was I put them in series.
But that's how you know if your amp just shuts off randomly.
Yeah, something's wrong.
Don't automatically think it's the amp's fault. Check. I'd say look up what your amp, the lowest ohm load it can take. If like it takes 2 ohm load and not 1 ohm load, that's probably the reason. A lot of the 1 ohm load amps can go below the 1 ohm. Like you can wire it to 0.5 and it'll run fine, because with box rise it won't be running.
Yeah, it's not running at 0.5
But
ohms.
I think this amp is 2 ohm.
It's actually a 2-channel amp.
Oh, it is.
And it's 75 watts at 4 ohm per channel, and 100 watts at 2 ohms per channel. And it says 200 watts at 4 ohms bridged. So I actually have this wired right now to 2 ohms bridged.
Oh, so the bridge can't even technically go to 2 ohms?
Yeah. So it's really, technically, it's not even a 330 watt amp, it's a 200 watt amp.
Yes.
Also, when I got the amp, it had a 25 amp fuse in it, and it was blown, so I put a 35 amp fuse in it, so it actually has a 35 amp fuse in it,
so
10 amps higher.
Able to do the 330 watts.
So let's see what it does on the dyno now. Go ahead.
Alright.
Let's see here. And I might tell you to turn it up again too.
Alright.
So now we're running 2.5 ohms. It just dropped under 2. And it's in bridge mode now. Okay, turn it up one more. Let's see what happens.
Man, I wish I would have known.
We got 109 watts. Go ahead, one more.
I was just there. I was like,
You can hear my power supply going up and down.
I heard that. I was gonna say I could hear it like going. The fans work. It's like a smart fan.
Yeah. So we got 134 there. All right, why don't you try one more? See what happens here. That's one more?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we got a clip light.
Backing out.
So it seems like it was actually getting more power in the 2-channel mode, but at the same time it didn't sound. Like this actually sounds decent for the bass. And with the other one it kind of sounded really, it sounded kind of crappy. Where this sounds a lot clearer, the bass sounds clearer than the the other one did. So even though it's getting less power, it sounds clearer. It must be just giving more solid power than the other one was giving. And the amp is really hot right now. Let's see what we get on the...
Right there.
I'm gonna put it on dyno mode and see what we get. All right, you can back it up. Try that again.
I want to make a video with you, or we should make a video about why amplifiers and companies rate amps, why they rate them like that. Like, kind of like an informational video about amplifiers.
Alright, so we got 120 watts at 2 ohms. And like I said, guys, this is only rated up to 200 watts. So really...
It's good for something small if you need
in the 2-channel, we did get the 200 watts, but that was under 1 ohm, or under 2 ohms too.
Still making
and
a bump.
Rated at 2 ohms.
Still making a bump though.
Yeah, it's making bass.
Yeah.
The house is shaking, the walls are shaking.
Yeah, actually the roof's falling down. It sounds good though, like the bass that's coming out, it sounds good.
So
like
135, go up one more.
Like it seems clean powered.
I want to see if it... What's the clip like? But that's okay. 183. I want to see if we can get that 200 watts. So 183 is the high number, and it went back to that 0.2 crap.
What did it say?
0.2. 183 watts. $160 at 2.8. So at least that's clean. There's the clip light. Alright. Well, I guess that's that for the dyno test. So we got more power, honestly, out of the 2-channel mode. When it was wired to 2 ohms, actually it was wired to 1 ohm per sub to the amp and running at about 2 ohms, just under 2 ohms running. So that's where we got our most power. It was in 2-channel. In the bridge mode, it doesn't seem to want to give out the same power, but at the same time, the bass is a little bit cleaner than it was in the 2-channel. And I have them wired in series to the subs, bridged at the amp. And so technically it would be wired to 2 ohms to the amplifier. That's what the amplifier is seeing. And it is very hot. I'm going to take my...
yeah, I didn't know it was it's actually a Class AB amplifier.
AB 2-channel.
Yeah.
Let's test this out and see.
Does it have COVID?
Oh, it has COVID. I think it's so hot it's not even reading it. Look at that.
Oh,
I'm gonna show you guys.
You just press it. You don't hold it.
Yeah, it's not even reading here. It's so hot. I'm gonna have to get one of them. Yeah, it's really hot. It's hot. I'm gonna have to get one of them thermal things so I can really check on how hot the...
Yeah, because like the real numbers.
The real numbers, yeah, so I can really see how hot it is. Alright guys, we'll be back. I want to thank you for watching as always. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. And as always, take care of yourselves and each other, guys. Peace. Alright guys, welcome back. So we're already digging in to the 4 ohm test we have on the dyno today. The NVX-XAD12. This is actually Caleb's amplifier he had in his car, running the 2 WLLDSE HCY12s. This is the same amp he had running in there. It's actually the exact same amp. I bought it from him when he... So this is the 4 ohm test we're doing right here, right now. So let's see what we get for some power. We just had a little demo taste right there. And I got a little bit different angle too I'm shooting at. I'm shooting down on two Audio Legion Jab subwoofers. The top one here is a 10 and the one underneath is a 12. These are the Audio Legion Jabs I'm using for the 4 ohm test. They're both wired to 1 ohm in the box. I have them wired in series together. So technically they're wired to 1 ohm in the box, series together 2 ohms, and they're running at about 3.5 to 4 ohms. So we're calling this safely the 4 ohm dyno test on the XAD12. So I think we can give it one more bump up just to be safe. I don't want to go too much more than that. Let's see how that sounds. See what we're getting for power now. Now this is 500 watts at 4 ohms. Whoa! Now you just saw that jump way overrated. I saw 1200 watts there. And this is a 4 ohm load. $1,100 watts. I didn't see the ohm load at the same time. Let's see if I can see the ohm load at the same time. Watts. It looked like it stayed at that 3 ohm mark. So 1200 watts at that 4 ohm load. So I'm going to say anything under, this thing is going to do absolutely amazing. And the subs sound nasty on this amplifier. It's a 10 and a 12 running right now. Hey! They're both eating this amplifier up. The power's awesome. Phenomenal. Now, I don't think I'm going to go any higher. Yeah, I'm shooting a video. Alright. I just want to try one more notch up and just see if it takes it or if it makes the subs make some noise or what. Oh, yeah, that's a little too much.
I was gonna say.
You can really hear him flexing. That's a little bit too much. So I think this is the safe mark right here. Well, we got almost 1300 watts. Let's put it on dyno mode and see what we get here. I want to see what that number is anyways. Come on, baby. Let's see it.
I was looking at those 8 things.
1058 at 3.4 ohms. Now I know it can do better than that. It already did. What do we got? 1184 at 3.4 ohms. 3.2 ohms. And I think it can do a little bit better than that. Let's keep it going. Come on. I think it can do better than that. Pretty sure it did better before. It was 1200 watts or something like that. Alright, I think we're going to be stuck there or what? Let's see where we're at here. It's got one more bump in it. I don't smell any quit. running them nice and clean. Come on, let's get it one more. Come on, get up there. Alright guys, so I'm going to come back with a 2 ohm test on this next one.
Hold up, I know you got something.
Alright, we'll be right back guys. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. 2 ohm test coming up. We'll be right back guys. Alright guys, welcome back. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. It always, there we go.
Hold on, Bill.
Like shrinks it down. And this is a 15-inch woofer guys, so I'm having a hard time fitting everything into the camera. So this is the Kicker CWR15 Comp R. Now this runs at about 2 ohms. It's wired to 1 ohm. It's a D2 subwoofer. It's wired to 1 ohm. And the goal of this is to try to get something to run at 2 ohms. And I got it on the same amplifier. It's running on the XAD12. And I want to see what I can get at a 2 ohm load on the amplifier. Alright guys, so without further ado, we'll get on with the test.
I know.
And if you hear that's my grandson in the background. Alright, so let's get it on. See what we're getting for power here. And it's really banging the whole house out of that 200 watts. Get that out of the way. 246 we got there. Alright. Let's try one more up. Let's see what we get for power. Yeah, right around 2 ohms. 400, 800 I saw, I think. Alright, let's try it up one more shot here. See what it does. I might have to back it down, I'm not sure. Okay. Still running okay. Watts. Alright, let's see what we got on high here. We'll probably get it on the next roundabout. $1,014.99 at a 2 ohm, little over 2 ohm load. Let's run for a minute, see what we get. I know we can do better. And this thing is rocking right now, let me tell you. My ears are ringing. $14.99. 2.3 ohms. I don't think I want to try any more than that. That's good for me. I'm happy with that number. I didn't know what it was going to go to, honestly, for numbers wise. So now I got to figure out what I can get a 1 ohm test with on this amplifier. The only thing that comes to mind is my ZVXs. I do have another subwoofer that I can run, but I haven't tested it yet. Let's bring this back. I just want to try something here. try this here, see what happens. Just curious what it. There. And let me tell you, this thing is rocking right now. $16.52, 2.1 ohms. I knew we'd get a better number. All right, I'm good with that. I don't want to beat it down too much. So 1652 at 2.1 ohms, and that's really damn close next to that 2 ohm mark. 2.1 ohms, that is 2 ohms. Alright guys, so I'll be back. I'm going to get a 1 ohm test going on this thing. See what this thing actually really does. We'll be back guys, stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Boop. Alrighty guys, welcome back. Let me adjust this camera a little bit more to our liking. Alright, move this up a teeny. There we go. Move it back a little teeny bit more. Alright, there we go. That should be about perfect. Alright, so this is the Rockville Punisher. It's on the XAD12. And this is hopefully a 1 ohm test. I have this wired to a half ohm. This is the D1 version. And I'm hoping I pull out a half ohm or at least a 1 ohm test out of this. So, like I say, without further ado, let's get it on. I haven't actually tested this at all myself, besides powering it on and listening to it. So, let's see what she does. See what we're running at here. Okay, so about 1.3 there. I saw. So we're gonna hit around 1 ohm. We'll hit around 1 ohm. Let's give it a little bit more power. We got 700-800 watts there. I'm not sure exactly. I saw. So we got to beat that 1600 mark. I might turn it up a little more volume. See what that does. If it's too much or what. Whoa, okay. That shut off the amplifier. Yep. So it must have dropped below 1 ohm, I'm guessing. Something happened there. It shut the amp off. We'll have to look at the dyno and see what it did. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. But something big happened there. I'm going to turn down the amp a teeny bit. And try that. Again. Alright, let's see what happens here. There we go. That's a little bit better. I don't know what we're getting for power here, what we're running at. Look at it. Alright, let's back it up because I think we're at that halfway mark. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we're in here. We're gonna go in dyno mode. clipped out or what happened there with the amp, but something happened. Well, 74, 1.6. I'm gonna try a teeny bit more on. A little bit more. Oh, 1758 and it shut it off. Okay. 1758. No, I don't know what shut off, if it was the power supply or my amplifier, but I am going to upgrade my power supply at